Hi, I'm EJ, and this video here is something that's very special to me because it features my dad. He has given me the opportunity to interview him about his dealing with depression and trying to commit suicide. And through spiritual healing, he was able to come out of that in 2 hours. So this is his story, and if you or anyone you know is going through any of these things, please feel free to contact us at Love Angels Global. We would love to hear from you, and we have no judgments, and it is always in complete confidentiality. So please feel free to watch and share. You never know who you might help just by sharing. Thank you. And I'm here with my dad, Max Love. The reason that I've asked him to join me today is to talk about a topic that is really close to his heart, depression and suicide. It's not something I've personally experienced, but my dad a few years ago went through this. So I'm just going to let him share a bit about his story and how he's turned his life around.
Okay, I was diagnosed in 2009 with depression, and that included anxiety and panic attacks. Felt at the time I was just really in a deep, dark hole, a lot of despair, hopelessness. My life had gone, very suicidal. I started having a lot of suicidal thoughts, and I just thought, well, one day I will take action on that, and one day I decided to take action, and I did attempt to commit suicide, and it is actually what I call now murdering yourself. I did attempt that. Fortunately, very fortunately, I was unsuccessful. It was about, and then a few months later, I came very close to attempting again, and I just pulled myself out of it. What happened for me was I started searching for a way to heal myself and a way out of depression, because I just didn't want to live my life, the rest of my life like this, and I didn't want to manage this for the rest of my life, as people were told. Because my life had gone and I wanted it back, and I wasn't just going to be satisfied with just drugs and that sort of thing just for the rest of my life. So I decided that I wanted to find a way out of this, and fortunately I learned the truth of what depression is. Now, what depression is, I learned, is suppression of all of your emotions. So I was very angry, angry at myself, angry at the universe, angry at God. That was the first thing that I was suppressing. I didn't want to know about it. I suppressed all my anger, and then under my anger was the fear, and then under that was grief from what's happened in my life and in my childhood. And all those emotions I just totally suppressed. And what I discovered, what I learnt, was that when you suppress all those emotions, then you become very depressed, and it does affect your body. Your body's just showing you that there's something wrong that you need to deal with. Basically, that was it. And I see depression, anxiety and panic attacks as a condition. I don't see it as an illness. I just see it as a temporary condition there, because I was able to heal myself, and I'll never ever have this condition again. It's just not possible, and I'm free of it, and I've got my life back.
Awesome. So obviously realising the truth about depression, what took you to the next step to have a healer that was facilitated that?
Yeah. It was necessary for me to actually learn the truth of what was the cause of depression, and then once you have the truth, then you can do something about it. And as the saying goes, the truth will set you free, and it certainly set me free. So I knew that I needed to do something about it, and I was just very motivated, and my desire was so strong to be healed or heal myself of this condition that a very special lady came into my life, and her name was Dawn, and I went to see Dawn, and she helped me through the whole process of healing myself of depression. What happened was, basically, I'd been with Dawn 15 minutes, and she talked to me about how I was just blocking my emotions, I've been doing that my whole life, and all emotions would come up. Didn't want to feel them, too painful. I analyse them, intellectualise them. What's this about? How's this going? If I feel this pain, what's it going to feel like? What's it going to be about? And what I discovered was all I needed to do was simply feel, just feel. I don't need to know what any emotion is about, but just simply feel it and let it out. And she talked to me about that for about 15 minutes, and then I just simply started to cry, and I just opened the floodgates. And for 2 hours I spent crying, cried for 10 minutes and laughed, and crying and laughing and crying and laughing, and the laughing was about that for 51 years I've been trying to deal with my emotions and wanting to be free of the pain of the soul, and I've just been analysing the whole thing, and that had been my block. And in 15 minutes I was able to just stop doing that, open the floodgates, and immediately I started to feel better, and I just let all the grief that was sitting on the surface, I just started letting it out, and I opened the floodgates. Because I was like this bottle full, you can imagine one of those big drink bottles, big ones, and I was just full of water, and it's pouring more water in. That's the emotions getting blocked, and the bottle's starting to expand, and I'm tightening the cap on tighter and tighter, and what I needed to do was turn the bottle upside down and let the cap off, and that's exactly what I did. And the emotions just started flowing. 2 hours I came out of depression, right out of it, and I felt awesome, and I've been very happy ever since, and that's 4 years ago. And that's basically all I needed to do. But since that time, I do continue to feel my emotions and let them out, and it's just wonderful.
So obviously you tried medication, and it wasn't until really you learned the truth and saw Dawn facilitate the healing for you that really worked. Because there's a lot of people out there that feel that the medication is the only answer.
Well, I did try the medication, prescribed drugs from the doctor, and I felt worse, and I felt sort of zombied out, and I realised that the drugs sort of put you on a level plane, and it's just you're treating the effect, but you're not looking at the cause. And you need, if you want to heal yourself, you need to look at the cause, and the cause is the suppression of your emotions. It's the same with anything, but drugs are just treating the effect. So what that means, if you're just treating the effect, you'll need to take those drugs for the rest of your life, and you'll never have your life back. You'll never be the same person that you were before you had depression. Or you'll be, even once you come through depression and start letting your emotions out, you'll be even more beautiful person than you were before.
Yeah, I can safely say that. The connection we have now to before, I was actually not aware that my dad was going through depression. Didn't know probably until about 3 years later that he'd tried to commit suicide. On the outside I thought everything was fine. We saw each other from time to time, but now, our connection is amazing because, he's really open about everything. I'm open about everything, and yeah, it just builds, a bit of relationship, so you are a lot happier. Obviously to people who are going through depression, obviously you're recommending other steps to take is of learning the truth, and then be willing to
be willing to
heal.
accept the truth. Yeah. Accept the truth. I didn't want to accept for a long time that I actually was depressed. And you've got to say, yes, I am depressed. I do have depression. And I have been diagnosed with depression, but I need to say, yes, I need to do something about it. That's the first step. And also knowing the truth of depression, that it is suppression of your emotions that you don't want to feel, then you can do something about it. Until you got that, you can't do anything about it. All we can do is be on drugs and manage it for the rest of your life. But there's so many people out there, people I know too, that have been told, and I know one particular lady who's had managed depression for 9 years and been told she's going to have to manage it for the rest of her life. It's just not true. She doesn't need to do that. She can be free of it.
How do you continue to keep happy?
Yeah, that's good. Well, in the course of dealing with my depression, I also have learnt a lot of truths about God and I've learned to just have a very, and it's not religion or anything like that, it's just, I've learned to have a very personal relationship with God. I see God as my BBF, very, very best friend in the whole universe, and the only friend that I can really trust, because God was my creator. And I just continue to develop my relationship with God and feel my emotions as they come up every day. And gradually, bit by bit, I'm getting happier. I have more joy in my life. Yeah, it's pretty simple really, and that's all I need to do. It's particularly just letting your emotions flow. We were created to be emotional beings, and it's a bit like children. If you look at a little child, and the child might throw a tantrum, and not getting what they want, and they have a cry. Next thing you know, they're off happy as playing and that sort of thing. And that's what we're created to be like. If nothing goes right, we just need to have a good cry about it, and we're happy.
And happy.
Yeah, we can throw a little tantrum or whatever, but have a good cry about it and the grief about it, and next thing you know, we're happy, and it doesn't matter, and it changes things for us, around us. Yeah,
absolutely. And obviously, there's so many people out there that have depression. I think New Zealand has the highest rate of suicide in the world as well, and I think Australia's pretty high. So if there's anyone out there who is going through depression, knows someone who is or who's suicidal, please feel free to contact us. Go to my website, LoveAngelsGlobal.com. You can email me at ed@loveangelsglobal.com.
I'd love to help anybody who is going through depression or suicide. I'd love to help.
Yeah, it's all about the love. The power of love.
Yeah, love is our name and love is our game.
So we wanted to further delve into the topic of not just depression but suicide and the truth about suicide.
I thought that suicide was an escape from the hell I was in on this planet. What I learned that it's not an escape. There is no escape. I needed to deal with what I was feeling, how I was feeling right there and then, which I did do, and I was able to feel my emotions and start feeling a bit better. And that's right at that time. That's when my suicide thoughts stopped, and I never since that time 4 years ago. Never even contemplated or had a suicidal thought, and I would never do that because it's just not an escape.
Well, I'm certainly glad that you're here to tell the story.
And I would love to talk to anybody who's contemplating or committing suicide or even attempted suicide. I'd love to talk to people to see where they're at and help.
The next step is obviously to start healing, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah. We're here to help you heal.
And you'll be sitting here one day just like one day.
Yeah, sharing your story.
Sharing your story and helping other people.
And you'll feel great joy in doing that.
Yeah.
Like I do.
Awesome. You'll have love in your life.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah. Full of love. Going to bring the love to the people. The max love.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daddy, for sharing.